Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hold on, let me. All right, all right, all right. Let me get this right. Let me find this. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. All right. Let me see if they go. Yoshi gonna pull up. Mm. Hey, shalom. Hey, this is not Torah After Dark no more. This is just a regular old reaction, reaction stream. So I'm about to. Hold up. Hey, Manny, come up here, Manny. Turn your camera around and come up here, man. Now I'm about to listen to Yoshi and HaKaKa's conversation on Clubhouse. So get some. All right, hold up. Where is it at? All right, here we go. I got it. You know what minute mark it was? Tell Judah to pull up too. I'm trying to see if find a minute mark. I'm gonna see if this is it. All right.
A person who possesses an entity who
Let me know if y'all can hear that too.
Okay, so to a person. All right, so when you said in the text, which word would you?
A painting either of Leonardo da Vinci or Leonardo DiCaprio.
Can y'all hear
Who
that?
is it? What would your answer be?
Okay, we give our answer.
And what was your answer? I'm sorry, priest.
It's a picture of or a painting of whoever the painting is of. Like it's
Okay.
not at all.
I gotta find
Yeah.
I digress.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Let's see.
And so forth.
Why does it say of the seed of Abraham?
Because it traces the inception of Israel. That
Uses this word to say that we were committing idolatry on idols.
It's doubling. Hold up. All right, let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. Hold up. All right. Let me know now. What about now?
So my proper quote
Is it better now?
and statement of defense is that it's never ever in reference to who the world calls Christ.
okay, but so who would only receive this type?
Is that still doubling? It's still doubling? Goodness gracious. All right, hold up. Let me figure out what's going on with it. It's good. Okay, it's good. It's good. All right. Start at 55 minutes. All right, hold on. Yoshi, give me what time to start at. All right, 55 minutes. Hold up, let me see. Hold on, let me send Yoshi. Let me see. Let me send Yoshi the YouTube stream. Cause I wanna. All right, we about to get this thing going, man.
Flawless victory.
I'm hearing this was a good conversation between Yoshi and HaKaKa from Genesis. If you guys don't know who Yoshi is, Yoshi is a Karaite Jew, a black Karaite Jew, right? And I learned a lot from Yoshi. I learned a ton from Yoshi. So I want to hear this conversation that they had. I missed it live, but I want to hear this conversation. So I'm gonna send Yoshi the link. All right, he said start at 55 minutes. All right, so let me try to get it to 55 minutes, and then we're gonna listen to this. 55 minutes. Hold up. Oh, hold up. We try to get to 55 minutes. All right, he says 55 minutes. Hey, Manny, come up here, man. Get up here, man. All right, 50, I'm gonna start right here. All right, we about to get it started. It's 55 minutes and 33 seconds, and we going to see how this dialogue went, man. Let's see.
All right. I only have like 3 minutes. So I have my question, priest. I heard you say you would engage with me. So my first question to you is how do you define worship? That's my first question.
I agree with the ancient scholars and the modern scholars and what's written in the text. That is divine service, divine worship to a person who an entity who possesses all the divine attributes.
Okay, so to a person. All right. So when you said in the text, which word would you which word do you have in mind?
G3000.
Strong's
Because the
G3000.
topic is Christ.
G3000.
And his worship. Strong's G3000 latreia.
Oh, latreia. Okay. Latreia. So what about in the Old Testament?
There is no Hebrew equivalent to latreia.
It isn't?
No.
Okay, let me see. Hold on one second. Where can I find latreia in the New Testament?
Go to Matthew 4 and 10. The word for serve right there.
Okay, Matthew 4 and 10. All right. Perfect.
Hey, so the title of the clubhouse room is Hebrew Israelites should never worship Jesus. Okay. All right. In which all Tanakh onlys would agree. You should never worship Jesus. But this is interesting. Hello? Oh, why my mic just cut off? All right. But this is interesting coming from a New Testament Jesus believer. Because I could have swore that they were supposed to worship Jesus. Maybe I don't know, but I thought they were supposed to worship Jesus. So this is what this conversation is about, right? And if my mic, if the sound and stuff cut off, let me know, because I don't know why it just cut off and just came back on like that.
Matthew 4 and 10. We got Matthew 4 and 10. The Lord that God, I'll serve him only. Okay, latreia. Right here. Serve him. Latreia. All right. Perfect. G3000. We have that there. All right. Perfect. So let me do this here. So what are you laughing at?
Your ad-libs are killing me.
Yeah. So, all right. So here we are. Let me find this. I'm going to go here and hold on. Here, things, language, okay, language. Oh, right here. So here in this verse right here, and thank you for your patience. There you go. Okay.
If y'all want to come up on the stage, feel free. I'm going to drop the link again. Feel free to come up on stage and kick it with me.
All right. In Daniel 7:14, what word will you find there in Daniel 7:14?
Palak.
Palach.
Palak.
And what would you find there in the Greek there for that word?
Dulio.
Dulio. Okay. All right. Perfect.
That's a fact.
So is latreia ever used? You said and you said latreia is only used for the Father, correct?
No, latreia is never used to Yahushai in the Greek Septuagint or the New Testament.
No, I'm talking about for the Father. You said that's only reserved for the Father, right?
No.
Who is latreia reserved for when it says serve
When you
him?
say reserved, it's not absolute, because Paul uses this word to say that we were committing idolatry on idols. So my proper quote and statement of defense is that it's never ever in reference to who the world calls Christ.
Okay, but so who would only receive this type of worship? That's what I'm saying. To serve latreia.
Who was only supposed to? The Most High God. Now, if you apply it to someone, it could depend on the context. And also, we worship the golden calf like we worship the Most High. So we latreia a damn golden calf. It doesn't make it right.
So his argument is, what I'm gathering is he's using this Greek word to say that this type of worship, latreia, I think that's the word, should only go to God, and you should never do that type of worship or latreia to Jesus or anybody else. I think that's what I'm gathering so far. So let's see.
And your audio cut out.
So go ahead. I apologize. I didn't hear
Brianna,
that.
try one more time. Come
One
up,
more
come up
time.
here with me.
What didn't you hear?
You said the golden.
Why? I don't know why this keep going off and coming back on. Hold on.
And then you're told not to do this to the gods, like in Exodus 23:24. You're told this not to bow down to their gods, not to do this.
I can hear you now.
See latreia.
Okay. Yeah, no, I had commented under the video because I had seen that the video's title, and I was just like, I don't know. For me, it was giving like, nah, we want to keep the JC character, but we wrong following him. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try to find a compromise. Like that's what it was giving. I don't know.
These are the most Tanakh only Christians I ever heard. Like
Mm-hmm.
they get real Tanakh only ish, but it feels it's like they know they're wrong, but they can't turn from it right now.
It's like we pushed it so hard, we can't turn back now.
Facts. All right, let's continue this.
I got an idea for that, not worshiping that. All right, so when you use worship, you're using it for this word, not proskuneo, or not and not any other word that means to do obeisance or to bow down to. Correct? You're narrowing it to this here.
Correct, because we see the definition. We see how Philo uses it. Philo was a Hellenized Jew who understood Jewry, and he even uses Philo as specifically and absolute. I'm sorry, latreia specifically and absolutely to the Father. So that's what we see. Are you saying that we should worship the Messiah equally as the Father?
No. This is why I asked you that, because I would be remiss to try to engage with you in this idea of worship without understanding how you define worship.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you know, which it seems like you know, that depending on which translation you use, the translator bring different words from the Hebrew, the Aramaic, or the Greek into English as worship. So you have to know which word is behind that.
Yeah.
And so forth. So for instance, in KJV, the translators use worship to they translated the action that Joshua performed in front of the captain of the host as worship, and so forth.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand which word is there, you would be thinking, and then I think somewhere in the New Testament it says they bow down, but they would
Mhm.
say they worship Jesus. And then someone would argue
Right.
from that translation, not understanding that you are defining this word very narrowly and you have a specific word in mind. So that's
Right
why I asked you that.
now, it may look narrowly to us because we have been westernized and modernized, but what happens is the translators of these ancient texts have a Christianity bias. So they're translating proskuneo from Greek to English as worship. But if you look at all the Greek lexicons in just their basic language outside of religious texts, their word for worship is latreia. So we got to deal with the biasness behind the ancient manuscripts.
Yeah, I would agree with that to an extent. Yeah, you want to look at how the translators of the Septuagint or the Septuagints, the Greek manuscripts, brought that over from the Hebrew.
Are
the
you a
Aramaic.
Trinitarian?
Oh man, I'm Jewish. I don't subscribe to any such.
You're not Messianic Jew?
No, I'm not Messianic Jew. No,
You're a Messianic Jew or a non-Messianic Jew?
non-Messianic.
Non-Messianic Jew. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Non-Messianic. Yeah.
Okay.
I can I haven't heard this conversation before, but I can tell how it's gonna go because he has no clue who Yoshi is, and that's not good when you're talking to Yoshi. You need to know who that man is. You gotta know.
It's been 3 minutes, but I'm ready to, you got to stay another 3 minutes now.
yeah.
So are you, what is your ethnicity?
My ethnicity, Black American, Jewish. Yeah.
Jewish. Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you convert?
I didn't convert. I was born as such, so I didn't convert.
Are you a bloodline Israelite?
I don't know. Maybe, possibility, maybe not.
Your parents practice this too?
Yeah, it's specifically on my mother's side. Yeah.
Mother's
so,
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
the Bible says that you're a Jew from your father, though.
No, it doesn't say you're a Jew from your father. The Bible traces genealogy through fathers more often than not. It traces the inception of the Israelites back to the patriarchs, and so forth.
Why does it say
Can I
of the
just,
seed of? Why does it say of the seed of Abraham?
Because it traces the inception of the Israelites back through the patriarchs.
Priest,
But
let
it's
me
not.
get that. Let me get that Ezra
That
for
is-
you.
Go
I got
ahead.
Numbers 1 too.
Yeah. So let me just read this real quick. All right. This is Ezra chapter 2. Oh, Salakia. All right. Ezra 2 and 59. All right. Here we go. It says, these were they which went up from Tel Malah and Tel Harsah and Cherub and Adon and Immer, but they could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were Israel.
Yeah. So why does it say they had to show their father's lineage to make sure they were Israelites?
Right.
If I'm remembering that narrative, well, it's been a while. I think that was more specific towards those of Levi as it pertained to the priesthood, being able to service in the priesthood, if I'm remembering
That's the point.
correctly.
Okay.
And so,
Still, though, it applies, though.
That's
that's
the point.
that would
Do
be.
you
more
agree with the Talmud that the Moels?
Yo, you can tell. You can absolutely tell when he said he was Jewish. He could not wait to get to the Talmud. Like he didn't even let him finish. He didn't even let him finish answering. He just cut him off. Do you agree with the Talmud?
Oral circumcisions?
That's immaterial.
It's immaterial.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
okay.
our discussion about the. Let me see
We're
something
just
about
talking
pay.
about Jewish.
But no, I don't subscribe to the Talmud.
You
So that you can deal with like me.
Okay.
I grew up in a tradition of Karaite Judaism. Are you familiar with it?
The Karaites, who said that they have 4,500 years to trace back a lineage.
Well, some may claim that. but
That's crazy.
no one's quite certain. Most people would trace the inception of it to Anan, but some say that the teachings and the traditions go back further.
Who are those white people in Israel right now?
White people, it depends on if you define them as white people, white passing.
Who are the Ashkenazim?
Ashkenazim, they're a combination of those who converted during some time in history, and a combination of those who have ancestry back to the Levant, who practice Judaism and can trace such practices back centuries. So it's a combination of both.
Does practicing customs and convert make you bloodline Israelite?
Yes and no. So if you weren't initially, then no. If you're practicing those customs and you are, quote unquote, a bloodline Israelite, then yes.
A bloodline Israelite can convert to being an Israelite?
No, you asked me, does practicing
and converts. Does practicing the customs and being a convert make you...
you said and being a convert.
Yeah.
So no, not and being a convert. Being a convert necessitates that you're joining yourself to the
Mama Steph in the building
of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you subscribed to the Tanakh?
Yes.
Okay. And you believe the people in the land are bloodline Israelites?
Yes. Both.
Okay.
Yes. Both.
So why does the Bible say that the land of Israel will be occupied by Gentiles until the Messiah returns?
Oh, I think the New Testament more specifically speaks about Jerusalem.
No, the Old Testament, sir.
No, I don't recall anywhere where it says the land of Israel. Hold on. I don't recall anywhere where it says the land of Israel is going to be occupied by Gentiles until who returns?
Until the Messiah returns.
Yeah, you're not going to read that anywhere in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Until the Messiah returns.
Okay.
Because the Old Testament doesn't speak about a Messiah returning, first of all.
Okay.
So you're not going to read that anywhere. No.
Okay, let's say not return. That's I could easily prove that the Messiah would have to die and the Messiah would have to conquer, therefore indicating two comings. But let's just deal strictly with his purpose and his mission. The Messiah is supposed to save Israel, correct?
Well, it depends.
What do you mean?
That depends on how you define the Messiah, and whether or not you subscribe to the idea of one Messiah or more than one Messiah.
Okay.
You know, there are different traditions about
that's
that.
Fine.
Right?
Let's say multiple or one. Does the prophecy say that Israel has to be saved by this Messiah?
It speaks about, if I'm remembering correctly, David or the branch of Jesse.
Yeah.
Gathering his people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what does the Israelites over there need to be saved from?
What do they need to be saved from? That's a subjective question. That's for one who...
They have sovereignty, autonomy, billions of dollars of aid, state-of-the-art military weaponry from the world power of the earth. They're the most trillionaires. They own the most football teams, basketball teams, record companies, and media. What do they actually need to be saved from?
They still have enemies, if you're going to look at it from that area. So they still have enemies that seek their destruction. From that perspective, then still as of yet, for those who subscribe to it, they haven't rebuilt the Mikdash. So all nations haven't recognized their God, and all nations don't come there to worship. So yeah, they still have nations that seek their harm and destruction. So from that perspective, they need to still be delivered from that. And even now, they're being attacked on every side. Like in 48.
Are they losing or winning?
Well, they're winning right now.
So why would they need help?
Well, because God always helps his people. And especially if they're faithful to his standard, then he's going to be on their side and they're going to defeat their enemies. But if they're not faithful to their standards, then they will be defeated and scattered.
This dude, HaKaKa poop. That's what I'm calling him from now on. HaKaKa poop is horrible with his line of questions. Like Yoshi is answering these questions so easy.
So
Okay. So real quick. Are they faithful right now?
that's a yes and a no. Just like it always has been through
They're
history.
90% secular.
Right. That was it.
They have the biggest homosexual parades over
No,
there in the
Israel
city.
is not 90% secular.
Okay, let's look it up.
They're
Right
not
now.
90% secular.
Okay, and then give me Micah chapter 5 in the NLT and also Ezekiel 36, because you said that the prophecy doesn't state that Israel will be occupied by heathens until the eschaton. So I want to just show and prove that. Go ahead.
I got Ezekiel 36. If another brother could get Micah in the NLT.
Micah 5 NLT. Go ahead.
You want which one you want first?
Whoever, Micah 5.
Micah 5, you want me to start at 2?
Yep.
This is Micah 5 and 2 in the NLT. It says, "But you, O Bethlehem, Ephrathah, are only a small village among all the people of Judah. Yet a ruler of Israel will come from you, one whose origins are from the distant past. The people of Israel will be abandoned to their enemies until the woman in labor gives birth."
You see that? So the woman in labor is giving
Hold
birth.
up, where did you read from? Where did
This
you
is
read from?
Micah chapter 5 in the NLT. Whatever translation you want to do is fine. This is just simplified.
No, I'm talking about, and then where did you go after that?
Verses 2 to what?
2 to 3. I'm finishing up 3 right now.
Yeah, so Israel is supposed to be abandoned until the woman gives labor. The woman giving labor is poetic language for the kingdom coming. And the context there is the Messiah. So how do you reconcile this prophecy that Israel will be abandoned to its enemies? They wouldn't be ruling and reigning and having autonomy and sovereignty until the kingdom.
And look at this in Ezekiel 36.
Hold on, let me answer one at a time.
Hold on. Go ahead. You're
yeah, let me answer one at a time. So, one, your interpretation is subjective. So
if you're gonna say subjective, can you give an antithetical exegesis?
No, because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not a prophet, and so I don't preoccupy and putting myself in the seat or office of a prophet. So this is why I can recognize your interpretation is being subjective.
Well, Yoshi's had that stance for a long time. He's not a prophet, so he does not try to go into prophecy and break stuff down. So he's had that understanding for a long time. That's very consistent. I saw a video where priests, their names is HaKaKa and Sodom and Gomorrah. That's their name. HaKaKa and Sodom and Gomorrah. Believe in reincarnation, that Jesus is King. Yeah. Where I saw that too. They've been teaching that for HaKaKa and Sodom and Gomorrah. They're horrible.
That's a plain reading of the text. There's no esoteric breakdown.
No.
Hey, Shalom, Zara. I'm listening to Yoshi Yahoo, his dialogue with HaKaKa on Clubhouse. So this is my first time getting a chance to listen to it. So I'm just tuned in, listening to it. If you want to come up here and you can, just free, anybody could come up.
No, there is a plain reading of the text. Okay, I don't dispute that. But the time frame in which you're putting this text into is subjective.
Maybe you can look at a Jewish commentary to help.
If I go to different commentaries, all right, that I may think is being authoritative or not.
Yes, that'll be great.
You will see various interpretations on this.
That we can absolutely debunk in history.
No, but hold on, Yoshiyahu, if you're not a prophet, how can you discern and tell us that our interpretation is incorrect?
The way I can do that is because, one, like I said, you're not prophets.
No, but you aren't.
Two, hold on, I know. So, and two,
so it's self-defeating.
No, it's not, because if I'm gonna visit, the commentary on this, all right, and the sages who precede you all, who carried on these traditions, and see what they voice on this, then their voice is going to speak louder and more authoritative.
The sages of what century?
And then the question is,
Hold on, Yoshi, you said the sages. I just want to make sure I'm clear. The sages of what century?
From let's say the 2nd century forward to
Second century forward, when the
yeah.
bloodline Israelites were already gone. So converts, we have to
Hold on.
appeal to
When the
converts.
bloodline Israelites were already gone from where?
We were expelled from the land in 70 AD and 135 AD
What?
in the Bar Kokhba revolt.
Well,
So which sages
2nd century was start at 100.
start at 100 AD? You're
So
right.
they wouldn't have been gone.
Okay, so you're saying that these sages are actual bloodline Israelites. You would
And
need to
then
show and prove that.
I never made that. You're obsessed with the whole idea of bloodline Israelites. But if I had to take a position, I would say, yeah, there's no indication that they're not. Furthermore, we know that there are Israelites that remained in the land even after 70 AD and 135, verifiably so, who never left. They remained in northern Israel.
Can you prove
Like,
that?
yeah,
He asked him, can he prove that? But in the debate he had with me, he was making an argument that the covenant was from 66 to 73 AD. He made the argument that Israelites were still in the land getting persecuted till like 73 AD to the fall. Like, and now he's up here acting like he don't believe that the Israelites were still in the land after 70 AD. Like this dude, this dude just, I don't know what's wrong with this dude. Before our debate, he changed his whole stance, updated his doctrine, and now he's changing again. You taught in the debate that Israelites were still in the land after 70 AD, which your 7 weeks ended in 73. So like, bro, this guy is horrible, bro.
yeah, there's sources like in Galilee, and we
Okay,
have the Palestinian.
Can you take the time to quote one, or
This guy is
you can look it
horrible.
up on your own?
Real quick,
Yeah.
priest. I think that we should look at this verse that you brought out in Ezekiel because it's pretty clear, and I like.
Okay, let's read that. Let's read that. But all he's gonna say is he's not a prophet.
So the discussion started with something about praising Jesus, about what does Jesus get praised like the Most High, and now they found out. Well, they didn't find out. Yoshi told them that he's a Karaite Jew, and now they just trying to find ways to trip him up and cut him on something. So they asking him questions, and Yoshi just answering them really good. So this is a dialogue that's growing, and I guess they're gonna go over multiple topics. So that's where we at right now. We're at right now there in Micah 5, discussing Micah 5.
Prophet,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he can't. That's his safety net.
Are you gonna do
Facts.
that, Yoshiyahu? If I read this in Ezekiel, can I read this Ezekiel here?
Just let me ask him this. How about this? Yoshiyahu, how about we give you the floor that you could go to the Bible and prophecy and show the Israelites returning back to the land, like with the first Eliel and the second Eliel and the third Eliel. Can you show all that in prophecy?
What you mean the Aliyah? You mean the Aliyah?
Yeah, the Aliyah.
Going up? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No
can you show that in the prophecy? Basically, show 1948 in the prophecy.
I never make the claim about 1948 being in the prophecy. That's not my position.
Okay, so how the hell did millions of bloodline Israelites that you're alleging are bloodline Israelites get back to the land, and that would have to be a part of prophecy? So which prophecy was that?
I never said that had to be a part of prophecy. You never heard me say that.
Every prophecy, I'm gonna give it right to you. Every prophecy of us returning back to our land. I'm sorry. Every time we go back to our land, there's a prophecy. Every single time. Every captivity, there's a prophecy about it. Every coming back to the land is a prophecy about it.
Hey, hold on, a priest, and Micah 5:3. It actually.
I would have asked him about the book of Judges all the time. They was in and out of captivity in the book of Judges. Where was it prophesied that they would come out in the book of Judges?
Actually says that.
Man, I don't know. What about now? Hold on, let me get this right. Can y'all hear me now? Is all good? I think it's good now. All right, it's good now. All right, it should be good now. Everything sound good? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, yeah, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why. It wasn't doing this earlier, but my thing keep cutting off.
You're not a prophet, man. You can't read that. So,
but what I said was they're jumping from topic to topic, scripture to scripture, trying to find something to cut him on, and they can't do it. So they just hopping from one thing to one thing. That's what they do. They try to throw a bunch of stuff at you just to see if they can get you on one of them. And once they feel like they got you on one of them, then they keep trying to hammer in the point. But it's not working.
I'm a prophet, by the way, Yoshiyahu.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, brother.
Yeah,
like,
you claim to be. You claim to be.
Okay, I want to have like a fair conversation. I want us to be, down to earth, right? I think we can read a verse and just see clearly what it's saying, even if we aren't prophets. Would you agree?
Say it again and repeat that.
Like, can we read a passage from the scriptures and come to a conclusion on what it's speaking about, even if me or you are not prophets? Can we do that?
It depends on the text.
Okay, what does it depend on?
It depends on if a particular prophecy is explained or shown to have been fulfilled in the text itself. If it's a prophecy that speaks about indeterminate future to the prophet who wrote it or prophesied it, and we can't see it actually unfolding in history and compare what's spoken with historical events, then it remains subjective.
Okay, well, I'll read this one, and you tell me what you think it's saying, and then we'll work with that. So, Ezekiel
Gates of Zion in the building. Shalom, shalom.
36. I'm gonna start at verse 5. Thus says the Lord God, right? It's KJV. Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. I'm going to jump down a little bit. Verse 7. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. But ye, O mountains of Israel, you shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. Is this not saying that at the time of Israel being at hand to come back to the land, the Idumeans or the heathen would be possessing the land, yes or no?
Let me read it. Let me see. Where'd you start in 36?
Verse 5.
Verse 5. Okay. Therefore, that says the Lord.
And one thing we could learn from how Yoshi is dialoguing with them, when they ask you questions about any scripture, make sure if you don't remember the scripture or familiar with it, make sure you go back and read it. Because sometimes they will ask you a question, they'll read a scripture that asks you a question all doctored up. So always make sure you go back and read the scripture, right? And you can see Yoshi is doing that very well. Don't take these dudes' word for what the scriptures say.
Have I not in further my jury spoken against the remnant of the nations and against Edom, all of it, who gave my land to themselves for possession with the joy of the whole heart, with despite of soul, for the sake of casting it out? Okay. So what are you saying? You putting this in because I can show this actually transpiring before the modern day, where Edomites were actually explicitly identified as being such, not when the identity of this people group is just subject. Very
okay,
subjective.
right. No, okay, perfect. So you agree that there are Idumeans or heathen that possess the land. You're saying it happened in the past, no problem. So what you have to show me, in considering the rest of the verses, that upon the arrival of the true Israelites, that they would be there. When did that happen?
They were there during the time of the Maccabees. Certain northern cities and regions where I think it was Judas Maccabee I had to go and actually conquer these people, and that's during the time where they forced some of them to convert to stay in the land, get circumcised, and practice. And so they were in the land, possessing it. This happened during the time of the Babylonian captivity, and after they came out of the land. So they were occupying the land. The important thing is, okay, at least to me, maybe not to you, is that when I can see that the Idumeans, the Edomites, were actually in the land occupying it, when Israelites came back, they were like readily identified. Their identity wasn't subjective and up to debate. The text clearly tells you that they were there by name. So the authors of those texts, they identify them. Today, you all's identification of Edom is highly subjective. The world doesn't agree with you or look at any people group as being Edom by name. So it's highly
Yoshi,
subjective.
Yoshi, when did the Edomites?
Hey, what's interesting, a lot of them don't know Idumea, especially from like the time of the Greeks. Idumea is in the land of Israel. It's a lot of the southern cities of Judah, Benjamin. That's Idumea, right? So the land of Idumea and the land of Edom, they're different locations. So yes, during the time of the Greeks, during the time of the Romans, Idumea was in the land and they were living in the cities of Judah and Benjamin. So a lot of them don't understand that. When they think of Idumea, they still think of the land of Edom.
Get lost as far as their identity of who they are. What year circa?
What you're looking at in the first century, where even during the time of 70 AD, around about, they actually assisted some of the Idumeans. I think they assisted the Jews in fighting against Rome. At least a faction of them did. And then around the second century CE,
You know what Josephus said about that? You couldn't tell the Israelites and the Idumeans apart except for their fighting style. If I'm remembering right, I could be wrong. I think that's what he said. They couldn't tell them apart except for their fighting style.
don't even hear about them anymore. So they,
Okay.
by name group, we don't hear about Edom anymore.
Okay, now watch this.
Hold on, I'm not done. So what you do hear about, you see them in the writings of the rabbis, and you can tell from the writings that the rabbis have redesignated what it means to be Edom, and they start to identify Edom as Christianity. But this is all symbolic designations because the Christians were their enemies.
Okay, watch this. You're done, buddy. You subscribe to the Midrash, if not for doctrine, at least for historicity.
In some degree, some respects I do.
Okay. So here we have the Midrash, and this is Yokot Shimoni Bereshit Remez 115. And it says, it's based off of Genesis 36 and 43. This is Rabbi Yitzchak said.
Hold on, where are you reading from? Where are you reading from?
This is
hold on.
YAL.
Hold on. Let me get there with you.
Rabbi Yitzchak.
No. Where are you reading from?
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the source. I'm gonna pin it to the top.
All right, do that real quick so I can read along with you.
Yeah, let's read along, y'all. Hold on 1 second.
Another good thing you could do, Priest, is if you screenshot it and put it as your profile pic for like momentarily, you can pull to refresh and everybody can see it.
Oh, okay. I'd rather just kind of pin it to the top so everybody can have this when people try to lie. I'm not saying he's lying, he just doesn't know. But when people try to lie and say that, okay, where is this at? Okay. Bear with me, y'all. We're going into the Midrash.
And where are you reading from?
That's a fact. And then when you go into the book of Daniel, when you look at the Greeks, we're talking about the Greeks and Alexander the Great. In the Hebrew, it's Yavan. and Yavan is the son of Japheth. So the Hebrew, the Tanakh, is identifying that white nation to a son of Javan, right? So, yeah, definitely.
I'm about to tell you right now. So, you know what? I'll
Hey, I appreciate the super chat. All praise to the Most High. Thank you for the super chat. When HaKaKa was with the Sakari, his doctrine was whack. Since he became a priest, he's a full-time liar, no doubt. HaKaKa poop.
For time's sake, just go to, it's spelled Yalkut Shimoni, Shimoni, on Bereshit, which is Genesis. And then we're going to go to section, it says Remez, Remez 115. Pull that up and let me know when you're there.
Go ahead, you can read it. I'm gonna be looking for it while you
It says, if someone tells you Edom is in Germany, believe it. Then he says, if someone tells you Edom has been destroyed, do not believe it. That's you. Then it says, if he tells you Edom is settled, do not believe it. But if he says that Edom has been destroyed and dwells in Germania, believe it. So he's identifying that the Edomites are now, because they are Middle Eastern people, so-called Middle Eastern people, they have now merged or migrated into European lands. It didn't say call them Christians or anything like that.
give me that address one more time, please, and spell it.
Hey, I love that everyone is calling this dude HaKaKa. I'm just sorry. I'm gonna just put that up there one more time. HaKaKa poop and Sodom and Gomorrah. That's their new names. All right, and tell them I named them that. Tell them when they hear people calling them HaKaKa and Sodom or Sodomy, tell them to blame me. All right.
It is Yalkut. This is the name of the individual. Or no, this is the book actually.
I need the book.
Shimoni, Shimoni. Bereshit, which is Genesis. Then you're gonna go to Remez 115.
Hold on. Spell that Remez.
Remez.
And you said 115?
115.
Mm-hmm.
He's stalling. No, I'm playing.
Stalling for what? No, I'm looking for his source so I can put my eyes on it. I thought you was gonna pin it up top.
I'm trying to get the link for it.
And that's what you always got to do with HaKaKa, because he will lie on some sources. I don't know if he lying here, but he will lie on some sources. And that debate he had with the Bao dudes about the lunar Sabbath and all that, he put a source up there that was a blatant lie, and he will lie on some sources, man. So you gotta go back and double check him.
Right now, I just have the quick excerpt.
Nah, I don't see that. How you spell his name again?
Yalkut. No, this is a Rabbi. Watch this. Rabbi Yitz.
Oh, praises.
CHAK.
Yeah, there's Yitzhak. What else? What's the rest of his name?
That's it. Just Rabbi Yitzhak.
You know how many Rabbi Yitzhaks there are? Okay.
Type in the midrash.
I'm trying to find what you got there, buddy. Hold on.
That boy got an unfindable rabbi. It's like, now let me stop. Let me see if Yoshi can find it.
Okay, you know what? I got here. I'll do you one better.
Yeah, please.
Now, watch this, everybody. I'm about to screenshot this. I got plenty of them. Look at this.
All right, do this again. Go to the midrash.
I'm gonna give you the link, and then you can look up. It's gonna be at the bottom of page 130. I can put the link in the chat, right,
And
y'all?
you says is Bereshit Midrash?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm about to put the link in the chat for everybody.
You says
Boom. And
is it
everybody go to page 130 and look at the bottom.
is
Look
it
at the bottom of
what is
page
it?
130.
Is it Bereshit Rabati? Where is it in Bereshit Midrash?
I'm posting it. How do I put it on
Okay.
my thumbnail? Okay, there we go. Now watch this from camera roll. All right. Okay, there we go. Now look at this. Everybody read, choose that, boom. Everybody read the first line on my
Hey man, if I reacted to a lot of these conversations that is going on Clubhouse, man, I have content for days, man. Especially the stuff you hear. Shout out to the Grand Rising Room on Clubhouse in the building, man. You'll have unlimited content. The arguments, the debates from the Grand Rising Room. That's what Manny needs to do. If Manny's still in here, make that YouTube page and get that content over here, Grand Rising Room on YouTube, Manny. Let's get to it, man.
Flawless victory.
on my screen. The first
Shalom,
line,
Candace.
is my main picture.
You gotta change your profile and then reload, like scroll down.
We can see it. You just gotta pull down to refresh.
I put it on number 2. No, there we go.
There you go.
That's a fact.
There we go. Read what the first line says, and I'll give you guys will see what book that's from. It's dealing with the midrash.
Let me see the first line. It says, Rabbi Judah said. Are you talking about that first line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rabbi Judah said, he exalted him, as you read, and the peoples can't read that and bring them to their place. And he persuaded him. You talking about right there? And take him the words and return unto the Lord. Is he talking about right there?
No, when it says Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome.
I don't see this.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, go down, Yoshi, to where it says V, whatever that means. I think 5.
Yoshi is looking at his screen, his PTR. That's
I'm looking at his PTR.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I supposed to be looking?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So if you go down, it says Genesis. It says 39F. Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome.
You said, hold on, let me see.
It's like the second paragraph.
No, I don't see it.
You're a cotton picking liar.
It's the Yoshi. It's the first.
A cotton picking liar is crazy. Like, what's wrong with these dudes? Oh my goodness. As a black man saying that is crazy.
I don't do any lying. Yoshi. Okay, so I'm looking at his PTR.
Can you just click the link? Listen, bro, just click the link that I put in the chat.
Oh, okay. So you put a link in the chat now. Okay, now you put a link in the got you. No problem. See, that's
no,
better.
But
nah, this nigga wicked, man. He see that shit, man.
Hey,
he being wicked right now.
Shalom.
Don't call me out my name, first of all.
Definitely, you can't speak out your term, brother. Nah,
he called me an N-word. So you said page 30?
They upset because he's going to make sure he put eyes on a source you're claiming. He's not just going to take what you said and believe it says what you said. He's going to look at it. Okay, boom. Okay, this says what you said. All right, let's continue the conversation. People don't like that. People don't like that because people be lying. He may not be lying in this instance, but he be lying. Right? So, yeah, so what? We're gonna slow the conversation down. You said your source say that. Let's find out if it say that. They don't like that.
I didn't know you put the link in the chat.
But that's 30. Gonna take too long. It's right there on his PTR, brother.
Okay, so
you just gotta.
No. It's fine.
Hold on. I told you I was looking at his PTR.
I was trying to direct.
It's at the bottom of the page, yo. You can't be that. Yo, it's literally at the bottom. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, can you be quiet? So now on the side, I see page 26 of 560.
Yeah, go down to page 130.
Oh, you said 130. I thought you said 30.
Read the bottom paragraph. The very bottom
130. Okay, I'm at 130 now. Let me see this.
Now this is my second source. One rabbi is saying they're in Germany. One
130.
rabbi is saying they're
Okay.
the progenitor of Rome.
So let me see the rest of this. Okay. Right here, 130. All right. So, okay, now I'm on 130, but on the page it actually says 82. Is that correct, or should the page say 82? You understand what I'm asking you? Like on the side in gray highlights, it says 130 or 50, 560.
No, the bottom of the page to say 130.
All right, let me keep going down then. All right. 99.
That's what they do, man.
105.
They don't like when nobody check their work.
15.
They just, hey, I said that, so believe it. That's it. And that's what you get messed up at. And that's what a lot of people get messed up at, dealing with HaKaKa poop. Because he say, I got a source that says this. And you won't challenge it. You're like, okay, cool. And then you go back and see what the source say. It ain't saying what he's saying. It's made up. I'm telling you.
127. Okay. 129. All right. So where I see is number 5, and the Lord
That's a fact.
God took the man. You talking about there? Okay. And you said down at the bottom of the page. And are you talking about in the smaller print? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Genesis 27. All right. 39. Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome. This refers to Edom, Rome. The passage commencing, who is this that cometh from Edom? Oh boy. The passage deals with the future exalting of Israel, both connected. V'yahimhu, okay, and he put him with Hanaha, okay, the response in began, and okay, which Hagen to protect, and Eden with the Aden to delight, and Rabbi Judah holds that Adam is. You want me to keep reading this part because it's talking about Adam now, or you wanted me to stop at the progenitor of Rome?
Hey, Salah, what page y'all on, man?
130. Did you want me to stop at the progenitor of Rome?
Yeah, brother. The point was
This man is using Jewish interpretation, Jewish really midrash to argue his point. Until like you just said here, they cherry pick stuff out of oral tradition just like they cherry pick scripture. Until you go into that same stuff and ask them, do they agree with this? You agree with that? You agree with this point? They're gonna say no. Like it's crazy.
fact that the rabbi said that Esau.
Yeah. You said
the progenitor of Rome.
You said the Edomites lost their damn minds, but
I didn't say they lost their minds. When I said they lost their minds,
you know what I mean, bro.
No, I don't. I only know what you say.
Okay, listen, stop trying to act like you're from Israel. You're just a nigga in America.
No,
What?
I'm not that. Don't call me on my name.
Okay, the point is
this dude has a problem. He doesn't know there are black Jews in the world. Like what? Stop acting like you from Israel. You just said, oh my, these dudes are horrible, bro.
you said that Edomites.
And I'm not acting like I'm from Israel. I'm not acting like I'm from Israel.
Okay, cool. But you said
I don't know why your gackles think this funny.
Let me
because you a wicked ass nigga, man. This nigga wicked,
all right,
yo.
Man, come on,
let's
bro.
finish
All
this.
right, Salakia.
All right.
He wicked for verifying a source. How are you wicked for verifying a source? How are you wicked for making sure the person that's citing a source, you go to their source and read it for you? How is that wicked? Please explain to me how is that wicked, because maybe I'm confused.
Let's all, hey Yoshi, if I offended you, my apologies. But what you said was that the Edomites lost their identity.
Very.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay, so I'm showing you 2 of your own sources from the Midrash, Jewish sources, Talmudic sources, saying that they know who they are and where they are, and it's in Rome and Europe.
Mama Steph, that's Miss Source right there. She got a book and a source. If you need a book or a source, 99.9% of the chance Mama Steph got it, and she gonna get it to you via PDF. So
Europe and Germany.
Okay, so let me read this first one again on page 130. All right, because I understand what you think this is saying. All right, so Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome. All right. This refers to Edom, Rome. The passage
Facts.
commencing, who is this that cometh from Edom? All right. So I think you're thinking, in fact, I'm quite certain that he's using this in the most literal sense, that this rabbi thinks that Edom is Rome, instead of they considered Rome as Edom because they were an enemy. And which I think you don't understand is that the rabbis during the time of the Talmudic period, that they considered their enemies, Rome, Christianity, as being as Edom. It was symbolic. I think you think that they're literally saying that Edom is the progenitor of Romans. I think
Okay.
you think that.
You would have a point. I'm reading
He
what it
definitely
says.
think that.
Show me anywhere within that context that they're saying figuratively they're
Well,
Edomites.
in this context, you
Secondly,
wouldn't.
hold on, let me land my plane real
Okay,
quick.
go ahead.
Secondly, Germany ain't have nothing to do with Christianity. Ancient Germania Major and Germania Minor.
Okay, you would have to show me that source, because I
So
don't see that source here.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'll pull that source up as well. So can you find in that context or anywhere in the book you got the link where it's saying, oh, hey, and everybody, we the rabbis are saying that Edomites are actually Christians here. Can you find that in that source?
No, you wouldn't find. That's not how this corpus of literature work. Find it in this source. You have to know the different sources to go to understand what they're talking about. So it doesn't work that way. You don't navigate these rabbinical writings the way you think you would navigate the Tanakh. It's not done that way. So everything is not discussed on one page or in one book. You have to go to different books.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, the sources out there for the people to see. When I put this on YouTube, I'll put these
But
sources.
wait one second. Let me see if I can satisfy your inquiry.
Yeah, I'll put these sources in the description box on YouTube as well, so you guys can have them. The rabbis literally. Now, if these, whether these
What's the point of using sources if you're not going to use them the right way? They are not literally saying Rome literally is Esau or Edom. There is interpretation, and like Yoshi said, they contribute the Christians as Edom. It's interpretation. It's Pesherim. And you're going into these sources not knowing what's going on, and oh my goodness, this is crazy.
are us, the ancient rabbis are actually us, or whether these are some type of converts, what they did was made sure people wouldn't be able to lie to say that Edomites just damn vanished.
Hey, Priest, before he leaves, can I ask him one question? But it's kind of off topic. It's a messianic question.
Yeah, ask him one question and let's get some more brothers.
Real quick, on page 17, it does mention the state of Edom being Rome. I don't know if that matters for the conversation. It does say that at the bottom of page 17.
That the state of Edom is the what now?
Yeah,
yeah.
at the bottom.
Well, that does matter. That does matter because it's giving geographical locale to an ethnicity, and it's not dealing with religion here.
Right. Yeah, you can find that at the bottom of page 17. That's going to be the fourth citation.
Appreciate that, brother.
You got it.
Yeah, but these are books that brothers need to have. I know our brother Ron is doing a debate with Ron Dalton about who Esau is, and I'm sure he'll deal with it well. But you know, a lot of people are trying to say that these are Arabs or they just don't exist no more. It's just not true. We have archaeology, history, and more importantly, prophecy. Yowanathan just read a prophecy saying the ethnicity of the people who would occupy Israel, and it just so happens that it's Europeans over there. So you can ask them the last question. Let's get the other brothers on.
Yeah, real quick. So you're non.
They're very dense.
I just wanted to ask you real quick. So in Isaiah 53, like, what's your interpretation of Isaiah 53?
It's referring to a suffering servant that I understand that the New Testament attributes to Jesus. You see echoes of this, and I think one of the songs of Solomon, or the wisdoms of Solomon. So yeah,
No, who is this? I'm asking you, who is it talking about?
Who is it talking about?
To you.
I don't think it's talking about anyone in particular.
Okay, what is it talking about?
It's a poetic about the idealized suffering servant of Adonai, who we can see in the narrative can be identified with quite a few prophets, such as Jeremiah, such as Ezekiel, such as other prophets or servants of God who suffered at the hand of the wicked, who exposed themselves.
Yeah, and Zam, I mean, I know a couple of good, I won't say good black, like I know a couple black Jewish people, man. My boy Shuva, Yoshi, Zara, my good boy, Jehoiakim, man, I know a ton of them, man. Well, I won't say a ton, but I know a good amount of black Jewish people, and that they, most of them are cool. Most of them are cool, but you do got some ones that be tripping. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's good people, especially the ones that understand they're black and they hold to, I'm black. I understand I'm Jewish, but I'm also black. I love that. So yeah, it's a definitely a lot of them, man.
To pain and scorn and ridicule for the sake of their people and the message of God. So I understand that there are those who say this is specifically about Jesus. I don't debate that.
I'm not asking.
I don't debate that.
I'm not telling you what I believe. I was just asking you, what do you say this is talking about? So you're saying in verse 10, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, these men.
Verse 10. Let me see. Verse 10.
And you notice how, I don't want to say dishonest, but how weird these dudes is. Yoshi told him, like, Yoshi always said, look, I'm not a prophet. I don't deal with prophecy, right? That's, people have their lane, right? I'm not a prophet. I don't deal with prophecy. No, I'll talk about this and that, but I don't deal with prophecy. He told him that, and then they jump right to another, who do you think this is about when it comes to prophecy? Right? Come on, that's weird.
Because you picked out a specific verse. Oh boy. Verse 10. Hold on. Where are you, Ezekiel? I mean Isaiah 53.
And I want to say this, and that's honorable in this way. Not saying like prophecy is Yoshi's weak point, because Yoshi, if he wanted to, he can do it. Like he just doesn't feel a need to. But if you know this is not your niche, this is not your thing, don't do it. Don't force people to try to make you do it. If you have a certain thing you're good at, stick to that. You don't have to try to jump out of your ballpark or your realm, which you're comfortable with, just to please other people. Right. So that's something we can learn from this conversation too. Right. Again, because a lot of the people I'm around, I've learned a lot from them, whether it's Yoshi, Manny, Mama Steph, Zara. I learned a lot from being in the Grand Rising Room. You could just learn stuff just being around wise people. Right. So I love me. I love not being the smartest people I love me not being the smartest person in the group of people I hang with, because you're always gonna learn something, right? So just listening to conversations and how people conduct themselves, you can learn to make you better in certain situations, right?
Verse 10. Okay. And Adonai is delighted to bruise him.
Facts.
He has made him sick. If his soul does make an offering for guilt, he seeth seed. He prolongeth his days, and the pleasure of Adonai in his hand does prosper. Okay, what about verse 6?
So whoever this is talking about, doesn't it say that their soul would be an offering for sin?
For guilt, not for sin, but okay.
Guilt is that not sin?
Guilt offering, but it's not saying sin. It's just
but guilt is sin.
I'm just telling you what it says here. You're saying sin.
I know
guilt.
Well, first of all, I don't know what version you're reading, but guilt is sin.
Okay.
Like, there's a guilt offering in the Torah for sin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever this person is, their soul is an offering for guilt or offering for sin. Do we see Ezekiel or Jeremiah or any prophet in the Old Testament doing that?
Yeah, We do. We see
Where?
Ezekiel bearing the iniquities. You think is iniquity sin?
No, where does it? Yeah, it is. But where do they?
Okay.
Where are they dying? Where are they giving their soul for an offering for sin?
That's what Ezekiel was doing. He was offering his soul, his body.
He died, and his offering.
Hold on for a second. Hold on 1 second. Does this verse say anyone died?
Yeah, it does.
Where?
Okay, watch. I'm gonna keep reading.
No, in this verse.
In
this verse.
Hold on. Let's continue to read and get the context. It says, "He shall see the." Okay, verse 12. Therefore, I will divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul unto death. He was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of many and made intercession for the transgressors. So, what's that talking about?
You want to go back up to 10? Now we're in 12.
We're reading the context. This is the same thought, right?
Well,
or is verse 12 a completely different idea than 10? Is that what you're saying?
We can go to 12, but I was answering your question specifically for 10.
Right, but
fair enough.
This whole chapter is about the same thing, brother.
I mean, is that fair enough? I don't mind going to 12, but you asked me a question about
Isaiah,
10.
I don't want to be too long-winded, but is Isaiah 53 about one continuous thought, or is it different context, different things?
I think it's more so one continuous.
Oh, okay. So is it okay if I read verse 12 to help give understanding of 10?
As long as you make it clear that you're not that when you ask me a question about 10 and I tell you it doesn't say that in 10, that you can acknowledge that.
Right, I acknowledge that, but
okay, good.
It says it in 12.
Okay, so in 12 it reads, I don't know, I can imagine what translation you read, because he exposed to death his soul, and with transgressors he was numbered, and the sin of many he bore. So here, your translation has
he was exposed to death.
Many are exposed to death.
Wow.
The dangers of death. So I take it that you're interpreting that this person died because he exposed his soul to death.
Yeah, it says he poured out his soul unto death. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on one moment.
Just because it says he poured out his soul to death doesn't mean he died. Like, people use that type of language all the time. Like, that doesn't mean the person died. Even though you could make an argument the suffering servant died, or he gave it his all, he put his life on the line. You can interpret it different ways, but to make the claim like it's directly saying he died in that verses, that's pretty arrogant.
Just one moment. Hold on one moment.
It sounds like he got a Karen running up on him. He's in the car somewhere in a white neighborhood, black guy, no tinted windows, small hat, yarmulke on. Karen comes up. Do you live around here? Listen, brother, I don't give a how many small hats you put on. They're going to look at you like a nigga. Now, I'm not calling you a nigga, brother, because you might be offended by that. But it don't matter how many zeeks, how many times.
Okay, so I'm back. Hey, I don't know what you think.
Was I right, though?
About what?
A Karen approached you just now.
What'd you say?
A Karen approached you just now?
No Karen approached me just now. Someone asked me to move out of the way. Yeah.
Okay. Was she white?
No, actually, she's Asian. So what difference does that make?
Oh, that's fine.
What difference does it make?
Good enough. Moving on.
What difference does it make?
These dudes are weird, bro. And this is, come on, dog. You like, all right, bro. You say, all right, bro. All right.
No, what difference does it make?
Moving on. Okay, so real quick, what version are you reading? I don't want to.
Oh, Dwayne in the building. Shalom.
Shalom. I was reading the Young's literal.
Okay, what does it say in verse 9? Just curious.
Verse 9, what does it say?
Because mine says,
it appointed with the wicked his grave.
Whose grave?
This person.
So this person had a grave?
Well, the word with is there.
Whoa.
Hold on. Slow down. Okay. I told you what translation I was reading. So let me point something out to you. It says Vayatin et Rashaim. Okay. Kevro. No, hold on.
No, Slaki, go ahead.
Hold up. Yeah, Kevro. So I know you're reading the translation. You can check it if you want to. You can go to the Hebrew and you can read it. You can check it. They have with the wicked his grave.
Them boys cannot go to no Hebrew.
That word with is not there. So with this,
his grave is his.
Hold on.
Real quick.
Hold on. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Okay, go ahead.
Remember when you said, "Hey, can you wait a second so we can get there?"
Oh yeah.
So I'm
okay,
asking
no problem.
you. We're not fluid in the Hebrew that you're speaking. So
you're not fluent in any Hebrew at all. So don't
well, there's
You're not fluent in any Hebrew at all.
You're not even fluent in that.
So
let's
stop.
Did he just say he's fluent in Paleo Hebrew? How the hell are you fluent in Paleo Hebrew? Yo, how are you fluent in Paleo Hebrew? Like, that don't even make any sense. Like, yeah, I'm fluent in Paleo. I speak Paleo Hebrew. Like, you sound stupid.
Wow. Let's keep it.
So
just
here.
Stop.
So yeah, no, don't try to act like there's a distinction that you are fluent in, because I would just ask you, get the Paleo script and read it. Then you can't. So don't try to misrepresent yourself to me.
Okay, so you're getting emotional.
I'm always emotional.
I'm
always emotional.
Is there any English translation that you would say is sufficient for the Tanakh?
Any English translation that is sufficient? Many of them are sufficient. So let's just hold on.
Give us one.
Hold on. Let's be there. Many of them are
sufficient.
You can go to the ESV. You can use the Korean Tanakh. Yeah, any they're sufficient. However,
the ESV isn't okay. So
are you listening? Are you asking me a question? Let me clarify this. Many translations are sufficient. The King James is sufficient in getting the overall message of what's going on overall. However, all translations into English, if you're following along in the Hebrew, and if you're familiar with the Hebrew and versed in it, you would notice that all of them deviate somewhere. So there is no translation that's across the board completely integral to the Hebrew.
I understand. What's a good one, though?
A good one is the Young's literal translation. A good one is the Smith's literal translation. A good one is the ESV. A good one is the JP. Nah, not the JP.
The ESV?
Yeah, I said the ESV. That's a good one.
Can we read it?
Yeah, you can read it. I don't have a good one can be the NIV. It depends on what text you're reading. What I'm telling you is here in verse 9, where you took me, I understand that the overwhelming majority say something to indicate that his grave was with the wicked. It doesn't. It says he gave his grave to the wicked.
Wait, his grave, what does that mean?
Yeah, they're like the grave that was his, it was given to the wicked instead. So if you're reading this literally, that verse isn't communicating that he had a grave or a tomb that was alongside the wicked. Is not
who is the his here? Because
now, if you read this, it makes sense. If you read this, listen to this. Read it the way you have it. And it appointeth with the wicked his grave, and with the rich are his high places, because he have done no violence nor deceit in his mouth. See, if you read that like that with the with, it makes no sense, because there's a qualifying because there. So it would make no sense if his wicked was with the grave. However, when you read it as it is in Hebrew, it tells you it appointed his grave, it appointed the wicked his grave, and the rich his high places. So it's not even like his high places. And then it tells you why the wicked got his grave, because there was no violence, no deceit in his mouth. So he did nothing deserving of death.
Okay, who is the his though?
The way he's explaining, I never looked at that way, but the way he's explaining it, it reminds me of that story. What was that in Esther, when they made the hanging things? His death. They said they was gonna kill him on that, but when he went to the king or whatever, the people that actually made the death tool for him, they actually got killed on it. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm making a grave for him, but the wicked is actually going to get that grave you assigned to him. Like the way he's explaining that is reminding me of that story. I know I just butchered the paraphrasing of that story, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
his is this servant we're talking about. Is this like proverbially referred to the suffering servant? That's
Who's the servant?
He said it's like any prophet.
Whoever Isaiah is talking about here. That's what I'm saying the servant is.
And for the record, if you join the membership, I got a breakdown on Isaiah 53, how I explain the suffering servant. It are the prophets, right? So if you join the membership, you can get that. I did part 1. I'm gonna do part 2 soon, right? Just to finish it off. But I explain in detail, go through a whole breakdown, sources, verses, and I show that the prophets are the suffering servant. Real clean, real clean.
Okay.
He said it could be Ezekiel, Jeremiah, whoever.
Yeah, because I think people like I think people tend to.
And that verse right there, exactly how he explains that sounds just like that. The wicked shall be ransomed for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. So the wicked is going to get what they deserve, even though they try to give the righteous and kill the righteous people and cut off the righteous people. It's actually going to be the wicked that get that, right? Yeah.
Neglect or overlook that when you have songs and poetry, okay, people think there needs to be a line for line fulfillment and application, line for line all the way down, instead of an overall theme that's being poetically presented. And people forget that. There's a reason why they call this one of the 4 servant songs. You can call them the servant poems, and so forth.
Okay, brother Yoshi. Look, we're gonna move on. We'll let you ask. Do you want to put us on the hot seat with one last question?
Look, they tried with different verses, multiple people to catch him up on anything, to cut him, and they couldn't find it. Answered questions, asked the question, answered, and they couldn't find him, couldn't cut him, couldn't hold him. They want to move on now.
I just wanted to I don't need to put you on a hot seat. I do. Do you subscribe to? Let me make sure I got my battery. Oh, I got 3%. Do you subscribe to the idea that Jesus pre-existed, meaning he had a?
Okay, this is the part I was waiting for. They was talking about this on Clubhouse. This the part I was waiting for right here. Okay, now it's about to get good. All right.
Is he in the Old Testament somewhere where you can point to him and say, "Here, I think this is Jesus right here"?
Yes, we're reading about it right now. Isaiah 53, Daniel 9, Micah 5.
Yep.
Genesis 49.
So let me rephrase my question, because maybe I didn't articulate it. When I mean by pre-exist, I don't mean being spoken about previous to him being born. I mean that he was active and function in dealing with the children of Israel as a sentient being. That's what I mean. Do you subscribe
the angel of the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, so you subscribe that the angel of the Lord.
I didn't know Hebrew Israelites believed Jesus was the angel of the Lord. I thought that was solely a Christian thing.
Is the pre-existent Jesus?
Not absolutely, but in a lot of places.
Okay, and what place would you say that he is the pre-existent Jesus?
Exodus 23.
Exodus 23. Are you referring to the messenger that's sent before them and God's name is in him?
I'm not going to pause it too much, but I did a debate on Exodus 23 versus a Christian, Al destroyed them. It's on my page, is in the membership. And if any Hebrew Israelite want to debate me on that, I'll destroy you on that too. But go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, now that's your interpretation, correct?
If we're factoring in the entirety of what we believe the Bible, then it's emphatically true.
Okay. Now, do you know of anywhere in the New Testament that identifies that angel as being Jesus?
Yes, I do.
Explicitly?
Yes, I do.
And what I mean by explicit, meaning someone's going to say that angel was Jesus.
Yes.
Okay, where?
1 Corinthians 10.
1 Corinthians 10. Let's see.
I got it. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for the drink of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
Right.
Okay.
Now also hold on one second. Now also get Jude 1 and 5. But get that in like I think the ESV. I'll just read it right here. Jude 1 and 5 says, I will therefore put you in remembrance how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe. So depending on which ancient manuscripts,
Some say Jesus, some say Joshua. I'm aware of it.
Right, which is Jesus. And then also Hebrews chapter 3, verse 2 to 6.
Okay, hold on. You rapid firing a bit. Let's back up.
Yeah, we're gonna shotgun you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. So that angel in Exodus 23, it was specifically said it would go before them. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you show anywhere where that same angel is explicitly identified as following them? I'm gonna save you time. You can't. You can't. I'm gonna save you time. Yeah, following them. Because Paul, where you took me to in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, talked about the rock that followed them. And he said that's Christ. So now you have Paul talking about something that followed them that is identifying in Christ. That's different from the angel that he would send before them to go and bring out those people of that land.
Okay, let me explain that. Let me just explain it. I'll give a rebuttal. It's easy. All through the New Testament, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, is referred to as a rock. And so he's a literal rock, didn't follow us. You're talking to Israelites in Jewry who at Corinth, who did have some Hellenization. So you can see why Paul might liken Christ to a rock. But this isn't talking about a literal rock. Rock symbolized Christ, but it was an angel. So we understand where he's drawing from. Just like Yahweh is called the rock as well. And so that would be our rebuttal to what you just said.
No, it's not a rebuttal to what I said, because I asked you specifically, can you show where that angel that was to go before them, can you show in the text where that angel, that same angel, is following them? And I know you can't.
We just read 1 Corinthians 10.
No, 1 Corinthians.
Go ahead.
Hold up. 1 Corinthians talk about the rock that followed. Now I'm not.
What rock followed them?
I'm not debating the similars. I'm gonna give you an idea right here.
Hey Yoshi, I could show you that verse if you like.
Hey, show me.
No worries. Exodus 14.
Exodus 14.
Verse 19.
Okay, let me read that. Good try, Mavu, but that's gonna come up short.
Okay.
14 and 19.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay.
And the angel of the Lord, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them.
No, that's not a yikes. That's not a yikes. So I'm gonna tell you why this is not a yikes right here. Watch this. See, because we read in Deuteronomy that the Lord came with merits of his holy ones. Those are angels, right, Mavu?
You were asking about the angel of the Lord that was leading them.
Answer the question, Mavu.
Right. I'm gonna build up to that. Deuteronomy tells us that he came with merits of his holy ones, right?
Hold on, before we jump to that, I just want to make sure we acknowledge what you were talking about. I want to, Yoshi, we cool. You know, me and you, we cool, man.
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
So you were talking about, the angel of the Lord that was leading them at the end of Exodus 13, where it says, "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them by the way, in night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go day and night." So we see a verse here where we see that that angel leading them, right? So we see that. But then after that, when we go to the next chapter, particularly at verse 19, this is where we see that same angel going behind them. And so I just wanted to make sure that was addressed. You might still see it differently. That's fine, but at least we addressed.
That was a great point. Even though
that Mavu, that was a great point pertaining to that messenger of God, that angel of God. So that verse in 14:19 says that messenger that was before them went behind them. Okay, this is before.
That's so immaterial.
No, it is material. No, it's very material. It's very material.
You said show.
Hold on, I did.
Christ was dealing with the Israelites.
No, I did. Hold on.
And then first of all, I just let you give a whole rendition.
Let me answer Mavu and get my point out clearly, and illustrate and explain.
It's very futile.
No, it's not futile.
Can you be quick so you can address?
Yeah,
I'm trying to. Scriptures.
I'm trying to.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to. So one Mavu, there's nothing in the text that says that angel in 14:19 is the same angel that he said he was going to send before them. Nothing in the text. You would have to make a conjecture. Whereas though, if you go to in your New Testament in chapter 7 of Acts, Stephen, he literally says, verse 53, who received the law by arrangement of angels and did not keep it. So what's his name? Stephen is saying that the Israelites, the fathers, received the law by angels,
multiple,
plural, not one. Deuteronomy tells us that he came with merits of his holy ones. He didn't come with one angel. So there's nothing in the text that indicates that whenever you see an angel, a messenger of God, or angel of the Lord, that it's the same messenger. So no, you didn't. No. So no, priests did not prove one that the one who is told will go before them is the one that Paul is talking about, that he said follow them. Now you would have a better argument in equating chapter 14:19 with what Paul was saying, because it does say one followed them, but not in 23. It doesn't say that explicitly. You would have to fight for that and argue that. And I asked for explicit, so you don't have explicit. And that's why I told you don't waste your time.
Real quick, one of the things I do like about you, Yoshi, I know that, in our previous conversations, you've been able to analyze text and be like, okay, it says that, one person might see it one way, another person might see it another way, but, we can acknowledge, regardless of what we believe, of what it actually says. And we do know at the end of Exodus 13, we do see that, there's an angel leading them. But then when we get to the next chapter in verse 19, it says that the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel. So we have an angel of God in context that has been leading the Israelites. It's only one. It's not multiple. It's not plural. I think we would both agree, right?
I would agree that in that text, it's speaking about one angel, one messenger.
Right.
However, would you agree with me that there were multiple angels that was in Egypt?
I would need to read that. I would like to read that with you. If I see that clear in the text, I can definitely yield to that.
All right, let me go to it real quick.
But before we get there, let's just wrap up with this right here.
Okay.
And we can definitely go over there. That's not a problem. But here we can see that the context here is just one angel that's leading them, and then that angel goes behind them, right? And it's only one. I think like we could both see that.
We know it's only one right there, but it's not only one the whole entire time of the wilderness. That's the point you're missing out, Marvel. Like, goodness gracious.
We would both be like, all right, cool. The text says that. Now, if you choose not to believe that, that's fine. You can believe what you wish, but we can both at least acknowledge that's what the text says.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you because I don't disagree with what's explicitly written. So I agree that there's one specific angel that's being spoken about that was going before them that then went behind them. I agree with that 100%. So I wouldn't. What I disagree with is someone making the leap and concluding that that angel in 14 is the same one spoken about in 23. You can't prove that, especially when I know that there were multiple angels in Egypt. And I have no reason to think that there didn't remain multiple angels after they came out of Egypt that was working. And I'm going to read that verse for you because you asked for it. So this is the psalmist. This is Psalm 78:49, where it reads, he cast upon them fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels. What is the overall context of this? It's talking about the Exodus.
That's a cut.
Go to context right here. So we see that he gave up their cattle also to the hail and their flocks to the hot thunderbolts. Going up even more, he destroyed their vines with hail and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He sent divers sorts of flies among them. So I'm reading backwards. So you agree that this is describing the plagues in Egypt, correct, Mavu?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so when we
Oh, come on, Yoshi.
we don't read
Oh, there we
anywhere
go.
that there's multiple angels. However, when we read the Psalms right here, Psalm 28, and where I went here in 49, he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave life over to the pestilence. That pestilence, that would be that plague that he told Moses was going to come in and visit them. And then he tells us how we know this is Egypt, and smote all the firstborn of Egypt. So now from the psalmists, we see how they're engaged in that story and how they interpret it, that God sent angels there, not just one,
Multiple.
angels, plural.
Just to respond to that,
Exactly.
I wouldn't fight you on the topic of, maybe multiple or different angels exacting the judgment. The scriptures don't really go into too much detail, but one of the things that I think we both can agree to, is that there was an angel leading them in the wilderness. And when we get to, Exodus 23, I believe you're mentioning Exodus 23 and 20, and I think you said you can't prove that it was that same angel. And I can see how you can say that. I can see how you could see it that way.
What you mean you can see how it? What you mean you can see? Just say, yeah, you're right. That's all you got to say. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can't prove that. I just said that. HaKaKa said that, and he can't prove it. Don't say you can see. Just be honest.
But can you see how someone could read that and come to the conclusion, okay, this angel that was sent before the Israelites to keep them in the way and to bring them into the place that was being prepared, like there's an angel leading them, that someone could conclude, okay, this is the same angel in Exodus 13 and 14. Can you see how someone could come to that conclusion?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I
Okay,
can see
cool,
how
cool.
somebody can hold that, but when I hold them to the standard of showing me that explicitly, then
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to do that.
I can understand where you're coming from now.
And you
Yeah.
know, from dealing with me, I deal with that standard of, okay, it needs to be explicit. And so that's all I'm saying.
Can we get an explicit verse that says there were multiple angels in the wilderness?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I can show. Okay, so do you know the name of that angel? You said it was Christ. Do you know the name of that angel that was leading them?
It doesn't say.
I hate when people
Okay, I
chew on
would
the
agree
mic,
with you.
man.
So would you say that was Michael?
No.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
okay, fine. Me neither, because the text doesn't say that. So when you ask me for multiple angels in the wilderness, I'm going to show you that. If you go to Jude, when Jude is speaking about the death of Moses and how Michael disputed with the devil over the body of Moses, well, we know when Moses died. He died in the wilderness. Would you not agree?
He did.
Okay, so since we know Moses died in the plains of Moab, which is the wilderness, then and since you don't think that
Bro, this is gonna drive me crazy. Like if y'all don't know me, I have a thing where hearing people chew enrages me. Like I don't know why I'm short circuited, but hearing this man chew is driving me absolutely insane right now, bro. I'm gonna try to stick through this, but goodness gracious, is about to make me go crazy.
Michael is that angel that's leading them, then you have more than one angel in the wilderness at some particular time.
But
And
that's
by
me.
name,
That's me.
what you
That's
mean that's
me.
you?
You're
What you
saying
mean
that if I don't believe that's Michael, then that shows multiple. It's not about what I believe. I'm
Yeah, that's from your
asking, can you?
perspective.
But it's not my perspective. My question was to you. Can you show me what you said there was multiple angels there, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
He just showed you. You're saying one of those angels is Jesus, and then he just went to the New Testament to show you the New Testament placed Michael there. So that's at least two from your perspective. That's multiple. Like, do you not get that?
I would have to go by the New Testament standard.
Right. It's
Just to,
called an internal critique, brother. So we're going off of what you believe.
Right. So
Oh
now
my
can you
goodness.
show, because
yeah.
you
I'm about
just
to
held us to
give
the
it to you.
standard, but you just held us to the standard as verbatim. I want to see the words multiple angels or many angels verbatim.
Oh, you're not going to see.
And can you do it? Oh, so we're not going to see it. Okay.
No.
So
You are. You are.
now. And can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you do it? Can
Definitely.
you not do it
Definitely
disingenuously?
not.
Meaning use the New Testament that you don't even believe or describe. Use the Tanakh only. Thank you.
Now
I don't need to use the Tanakh only.
these dudes, what I said earlier, these dudes become Tanakh. These are the most Tanakh only New Testament Israelites ever. Now you don't want to accept what the New Testament says. And for the record, Yoshi knows that New Testament better than a lot of Christians and Israelites. He knows that thing well. And you, as a New Testament follower, you should accept what the New Testament says. You just died. You're making one of the angels Jesus. And the New Testament says Michael was in the wilderness. That's multiple angels in the wilderness. Why don't you accept that?
I'm not going to let you be disingenuous and use a text that you don't even subscribe to. So my question is, remember how you pigeonholed me? You're going to be held to that same standard. Show me in the Tanakh that you believe to be
midstream is definitely
that there were
crazy.
multiple angels in the wilderness. Ready, set, go.
Very.
Let me articulate this clearly. So, in the Tanakh, in the wilderness narrative, you won't see multiple angels. One, that phrase, you won't see that in the Tanakh.
Thank you.
Hold on, I'm not done.
I'm just saying thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
From the strict Tanakh perspective, that can only be inferred. No, I'm sorry. From the Torah perspective, that can only be inferred. From the Tanakh, it can be inferred even stronger because we know that one, he had his angels in Egypt. Two, in Deuteronomy, it tells us that he arrived with merits of his holy ones. So that's two. So that he arrived with them. Okay, so they're there in the wilderness, Sinai, right there.
Does it say angel of the Lord, or does it says you believe there's a hierarchy with?
Oh my goodness, bro!
In the angels.
Yeah, the text shows that.
Okay.
So
what you're quoting, does it says angels of the Lord? Whoo, it's about to get hot.
No, it's not. You will never see the term angels of the Lord. You'll only see angels of God.
But you're saying that.
So you want to say that term?
Excuse me. You're saying that there's multiple angels of the Lord, correct?
There's multiple angels of God, and yes, AKA, there are multiple angels of Adonai. Of Adonai, yes, strongly inferred. Although you will never see the construct angels of Adonai. You will never see that construct.
And
I
knew you were wasting your time. I didn't want to waste your time. I knew you wouldn't find it, but anyway, it's all good. So can you read Jude chapter 1, verse 5, and we can end it here and get some other brothers on. Jude 1 and 5.
Hold on, I didn't finish.
Yeah, so it's not just me. Like, this dude is good driving me. I cannot take the chewing, bro. I'm ready to throw my headphones. Oh my goodness, this is crazy, bro. I don't know why people do that, man. Nobody want to hear y'all chew on a mic, man.
I didn't finish presenting my position. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about if I can speak uninterrupted. Okay.
You asked the question.
I asked. Hold on.
So I asked. Show you.
Hold on.
You asked the question.
Hold on.
I show you Christ dealing with the Israelites from a New Testament perspective. I gave 2 verses.
No, that's
so
not what
far
I asked
you have dealt with.
That's not what I asked you.
10. I would need you after you land your plane. I'm not going to give you all this time to build a premise and argue a straw man. After you land your plane, I'm gonna let you land your plane. I initially cited 2 verses that I need you to deal with directly and correctly.
Okay, I will. So let me finish uninterrupted if you don't mind. Okay. So I know you're a bit uncomfortable. All right. And you don't have the standard that you try to hold others to. I know that. We know that. Okay. So this is why you're rapid firing over talking me. So what I asked you was explicit. So you failed to explicitly show that angel in 23. Hold on, can I finish with uninterrupted?
I'm not
I
gonna
know you're
let
not.
you.
I know you're
I'm
not.
not
I know
gonna
you're
let
not.
you
I
come
know.
on
I know.
my show
I
and
know.
disrespect me when you
What
follow
you
the
say?
same people who suck babies' dick and
What?
give babies herpes, nigga. How the fuck you gonna
Okay.
come
No, I
on my
don't.
platform and talk to
No, I
me like
don't.
that when you follow
No, I
after
don't.
Ashkenazi Jews who
No, I
suck
don't.
baby dick and get?
Why he crashing out? Why he crashing out? He just started crashing out. He crashing out because he was. Oh my goodness. He got embarrassed on that angels and them angels. This is why he started crashing out.
Give them herpes.
No, I
You
don't.
said the Ashkenazi
Who's
Jews
being
were the
emotional
actual
now?
Jews, and
Who's
if
being
you
emotional
got
now? Who's
converted,
being
if you
emotional
got
now?
converted, here
Who's
I
being
have to
emotional
I
now?
have to disrespect you. You know why? Because you
No, I never
disrespected me.
disrespected you. No,
Yes,
I
you
didn't.
did. Don't say
No, I
no
didn't.
slick shit about me
I
on my
didn't say.
platform.
How did he disrespect him? Where he disrespect him at? This is what happened. This is what happened when you get embarrassed. You get cut a couple times, and you just lose it because you're embarrassed. He started crashing out.
Platform. So
What else
land
they
your
expect
plane,
about me?
or I'm gonna keep going in on your ass. Land
No,
your
you're not
plane.
going in on me. You're
Land
not
your
going on
plane.
me. You're showing yourself as
Land your
being.
plane.
You're showing yourself as being
I'm gonna give you 10
incapable of
seconds
dealing
to
with the
land your plane.
information. So you're
10,
resulting to
9,
emotionalism. So
8,
can I speak
7.
uninterrupted? Can
All
I
right,
speak
thank you. Don't shoot
uninterrupted?
any more jabs, or I'm
Okay.
gonna get on them
Okay.
fake ass Jews you follow.
Okay. Well, that has nothing to do with me. And the fact of the matter is, I told you I'm not Ashkenazi. I'm Carterite. See, you're emotional and you're not making a distinction, and you're just having outbursts like a man child. See, you can't deal with the information, and so now you're having emotional outbursts.
You said them Ashkenazis who suck baby dick are the real Jews. It don't matter if you said that you're not Ashkenazi, you're a Karaite that believes that those are God's chosen people who suck baby dick and give them herpes. What are you talking about?
Who's emotional
You
now?
did that. You're out of here, buddy.
Now?
Next person.
Yo.
The Lord got something to say.
He crashed out on him because he cut him on Jesus being the angel in the wilderness. He couldn't prove that. He making a claim he couldn't prove. And then when he asked him to prove there were multiple angels in the wilderness, thinking he couldn't, and he used his own book and his own understanding to show multiple angels in the wilderness, he got very upset and crashed out on him. Bro.
Now, hold on, Gino, 1 second.
Is that the end of it?
The Bible say all men are liars.
Yeah, he booted them off. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy. Yeah. If you ever hear Yoshi get at somebody, he can flame you and insult you in some kind, eloquent words. If you ever, I'm telling you, it's a very eloquent words, man. Yeah, he crashed out bad, bro. That was bad. Yeah, he crashed out. Yeah, he didn't want to deal with him no more. He wanted to disrespect. How did he disrespect him? Yoshi ain't say nothing to him disrespectful. He didn't curse at him. He didn't raise his voice at him. How was he? You're not gonna allow you to come on my stage and disrespect. Look, man, these dudes is weak, man. But he'll sit for hours and hours at a time, and hours and hours and hours, and talk to somebody that he feel like he's destroying them. But once Yoshi got him on that point right there, those last 2 points, crash out season, super crash out. That Manny, that was Don level crash out right there. That was Hagamadi rock the body type of crash out right there. He's definitely not a Levitical priest. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. This dude keep embarrassing himself, man. That is crazy. Nah, that is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. He said, hold on. Hold on. Let me see. So I want to see if I can run that back real fast. Hold up. Let me see.
Okay, it needs to be explicit. And so that's all I'm saying.
Can we get an explicit verse
I can't take the chilling.
Nobody.
Hold up.
Christ dealing with the Israelites from a New Testament perspective. I gave 2 verses.
No, that's
so
not what I
far
asked
you
you.
have dealt with
Gnostic
not what
crash out.
10. I would need you after you land your plane. I'm not going to give you all this time to build a premise and argue a straw man.
I want to hear where Yoshi disrespected them at. So I'm sure that's why I want to run it back. I want to see what the disrespect is.
After you land your plane, I'm gonna let you land your plane. I initially cited 2 verses that I need you to deal with directly and correctly.
Okay, I will. So let me finish uninterrupted if you don't mind. Okay. So I know you're a bit uncomfortable. All right. And you don't have the standard that you try to hold others to. I know that. We know that. Okay. So this is why you
Hey, they probably don't know about that manuscript, mama stuff. Realistically, honestly,
you're rapid firing over talking me. So what I asked you was explicit. So you
Shalom,
failed to
shalom.
explicitly show that angel in
Yashiyahu.
23. Hold on, can I finish with uninterrupted?
I'm not
I
gonna
know
let
you're not.
you.
I know you're
I'm
not. I
not
know
gonna
you're
let
not.
you
I
come
know. I
on
know.
my show
I
and
know.
disrespect me.
So the disrespect was that Yoshi said you failed to show this. You failed to show what you were claiming, and he took that as disrespect. You failed to show what you were saying. You made a claim and you didn't show proof. How was that disrespect?
When you follow the same people who suck babies' dick and give babies herpes, nigga, how the fuck?
You know how he mad because he went from talking like this, blah blah blah, to like this. He put the phone like this. He got super like pissed off. He got embarrassed up there.
You gonna come on my platform and talk to me like that when you follow after Ashkenazi Jews who suck baby dick and give them herpes? You said the Ashkenazi Jews were the actual Jews, and if you got converted, here I have to disrespect you. You know why? Because you disrespected me. Yes, you did. Don't say no slick shit about me on my platform. So land your.
He didn't even say nothing slick. Hey, Overkill Gaming, like, where was the disrespect? He just said, yo, you failed to show something or prove something you claimed. You couldn't show it. He took that as disrespect? No, you were just embarrassed. Yeah, Israelites always talking about prove it, book, chapter, verse, prove it. And you couldn't prove a claim you made, and you got embarrassed and you're upset, and you crashed out.
Land your plane, or I'm gonna keep going in on your ass. Land your plane. Land your plane.
You're showing yourself.
Land your plane.
You're showing yourself as being.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to land your plane. 10, 9, 8,
Can I speak
7.
uninterrupted?
All right, thank you. Don't shoot any more jabs, or I'm gonna get on them fake ass Jews you fuck.
How is it a jab to say, sir, you did not prove what you claimed? How is that a jab?
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with me. And the fact of the matter is, I told you I'm not Ashkenazi. I'm Carterite. See, you're emotional and you're not making a distinction, and you're just having outbursts like a man child. See, you can't deal with the information, and so now you're having emotional outbursts.
You said them Ashkenazis who suck baby dick are the real Jews. It don't matter if you said that you're not Ashkenazi. You're a Karaite that believes that those are God's chosen people who suck baby dick and give them herpes. What are you talking about?
Who's the emotional?
You did that. You're out of here, buddy.
Yeah, that's yeah. Next, he crashed out because he couldn't prove something. Man, these dudes is hard. These dudes is horrible, man. These dudes is he definitely was getting showed up. These dudes was and that's Yoshi whole thing, man. He calm, destroy you calmly, ask you questions, break you down. And they tried. How long it's been? Almost 2 hours. They tried multiple people. It's like 3 or 4 people came off mic. I look crazy right now. Came off mic trying to trip him up, ask him questions. One person, man, trying to trip him up, couldn't trip him up. To the point that HaKaKa poop tripped himself up. He's chewing on the mic all dirty, tripped himself up, and got cut multiple times. To the point he felt embarrassed and crashed out because Yoshi told him he didn't prove something. If that's your trigger, you know you're getting destroyed. If your trigger is because someone said you couldn't prove it or you didn't prove it. Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous, man. That's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. It's too late. I ain't gonna text him. But I'm gonna hit Yoshi tomorrow. Like, yeah, that I finally watched it. That's absolutely Ridiculous what HaKaKa poop did, man. HaKaKa poop, man. Hey, Zamron, man, his name is HaKaKa. All right, his name is HaKaKa. All right, I'm gonna just change the name. HaKaKa can't talk like that on YouTube. He will get flagged. But I truly believe in those other platforms. They show their true nature. Oh my goodness, this is crazy, man. HaKaKa poop is horrible, man. I hope my page don't get flagged. I hope my page don't get flagged. I'll just take this video down. I don't really care about this video. Yeah, HaKaKa. That's his name. HaKaKa and Hasodomy. All right, and for the record, the reason why I'm referring to them as that, because after my debate where I destroyed HaKaKa, he referred to me as gay doll. He referred to me as gay doll because he was upset I destroyed him. He called me that. So now, okay, you want to call me gay doll? You're HaKaKa poop or HaKaKa, and Hassad because he's seconded, and he's Hasodomy. This is why, all right? Creflo Deacon. It's on Clubhouse. I don't know if y'all have Clubhouse, but it's on Clubhouse. This is the hold up. This is the club deck. So it's the computer version of Clubhouse. But it's called Hebrew Israelites Should Never Worship Jesus, Yahweh Shai in Clubhouse. I don't know if Deacon put it on his YouTube channel. But yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah. The cockapoo. But I'm about to get off this now. This is my second live tonight. If you didn't catch the Torah After Dark, make sure you go check it. Go watch that. It was a good live. We discussed the Torah. Got some good wisdom out of there. Great video. So make sure y'all go watch that. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. If you in here and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. All right? All right, but shalom. I just wanted to watch that. And why not watch it with y'all, right? Right? Watch it with y'all and react to it. But shalom. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. If Grand Rising open a clubhouse room tonight, I hope my mic ain't crazy loud. But yeah, if Grand Rising room open a clubhouse room, I'ma head over there. But if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8:30 for tomorrow night's Torah After Dark. All right. Shalom. Lila told. Thank you guys. Like the live. Check the Torah After Dark from tonight out. And subscribe to the channel. All right. Shalom. Catch y'all tomorrow. Welcome to Torah After Dark, where scriptures meet the real world, raw and unfiltered. This isn't your typical Bible study. We're diving deep into the Torah, the prophets, and today's world, from prophecy and exile to politics, culture, and controversy. I'm Gadol HaGadol, a Black American student of the Torah, bringing straight truth with no filters, no fluff, and no fear. We stream regularly because Torah doesn't clock out. Whether it's the law of exile, prophecy breakdowns, or what's really going on in the news, we're bringing it back to the Torah. Got any questions, topics, or want to debate live? Hit the inbox or email gadolhagadol@gmail.com. Also, subscribe to the channel, like the live, and join the membership for exclusive breakdowns, biblical challenges to Christian claims, and teachings you won't hear anywhere else. This is Torah After Dark, for the people still seeking truth, even when the world turns their lights off. Let's get into it.